How do you use a combustion analyzer? In today's video, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on how to use the Infocon FlueMate to perform a combustion analysis on a gas furnace. You're watching HVAC Tips for Technicians. I'm Tad. This is Taddy Digest. Let's go. What does the combustion analyzer tool do? It measures oxygen, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, flue temperature, and efficiency. Why do we use it? Number one, safety, because carbon monoxide is dangerous. Number two, efficiency. If the furnace is not burning correctly, then we're wasting fuel. Number three, diagnostics. This tool will help us to find the problem. Where do we use it? We use it in the flue pipe. We use it on an 80% gas furnace that uses a metal flue pipe. We use it for a 90% gas furnace that has a PVC exhaust. Before we drill our hole and start testing, how do we connect the flue gas probe to our combustion analyzer? Here's the combustion analyzer. You can see these are the ports we have available. We're going to take our flue gas probe right here, and I'm going to connect the tube that comes from the water trap to the port labeled in. That's connected. Now we're going to connect the other hose that comes from our flue gas probe to the P+ port. Then we're going to connect our thermistor for temperature measurements or temperature readings right here to this T1 port. Just like that. Now we can use this hose right here, and we can use that because this is a manometer as well, so we can measure our gas pressure. But before we begin testing, you should always verify airflow and verify gas pressure. Now this is our Bluetooth printer, really cool. And we also have an AC wall charger. Now that we've got the flue gas probe connected, we're going to take our little protective cover off of our probe. Now we're ready to drill a hole. Here's our 90% gas furnace. This is our 2-inch PVC vent pipe or flue pipe. We're going to be drilling a hole in the straight section of this pipe. Manufacturers don't really tell you where to drill a hole, but the rule is you want to test the exhaust as it leaves the furnace. You don't want to test in the cabinet. You don't want to test right here as it leaves the inducer motor. I like to drill the hole about 6 inches to 12 inches up. So that's where I'm going to be drilling my hole. I want it to be before the first elbow. You want to avoid having it in the cabinet, right at the inducer motor, right above where the furnace is. After a few elbows, we want to test that exhaust so we get a good sample of that flue gas before it mixes with anything else. So I'm going to take and drill my hole about right here. And I'm using a 3/8 drill bit. This is going to be perfect for inserting that flue gas probe. And you can see it's in the straight section of pipe before the first elbow. This is going to give me a really good reading. Now you want to be careful because these shavings can fall inside the inducer motor and damage that motor. So just be careful when you're drilling your hole. Now that the hole's drilled, let's insert the flue gas probe. You want the flue gas probe to be in the center of the PVC pipe. So what I like to do is put this piece in. This is our cone. And I like to screw it in so it's nice and tight. This is going to hold that probe in place. Now place the probe in. And there's the center. Tighten this down. There we go. Before we test, we want to turn the combustion analyzer on in clean air and zero it out. We want to turn this on where our furnace is pulling in that air. So if you've got a sealed system and it's pulling in fresh air from outside, you want to step outside, turn on the combustion analyzer, get that clean air, and then zero it. If you're pulling in fresh air in your gas furnace from inside, you can start the analyzer inside. We've got a 90% gas furnace, and here's where we're pulling in fresh air. So we're going to go ahead and start it inside. I'm going to push this button. Once I push that button, it's going to come on. And it's going to do a 60-second countdown, and it's going to sample the outdoor air. See that? It's sampling. Here we go. 63.5 degrees. And we're going to hit keep. Let's turn the system on heat. Turn it up. You want to make sure the gas furnace is on and it's stabilized. Let's insert the probe. Fuel gas probe right in the middle. There we go. Now let's hit menu and then sample type and then combustion analysis. And then choose our fuel type, natural gas or propane, and then hit start. Yes. All right, let's dive in. Let's look at these numbers, and I'm going to explain to you what each one of these means. All right, first, starting at the top, O2, 9%. All right, oxygen tells me how much extra air we've got in the system. This right here is normal for a 90% furnace. Next, CO, carbon monoxide. This is a big safety number. 20 ppm is low, so we're in great shape. Next, CO2, it was 6.6, 6.7. CO2 tells us how well the fuel is burning, and this looks good for this type of furnace. Efficiency, EFF. This is calculated efficiency. It lines up what we expect on a high efficiency furnace, 96.8. Loss, 3.2. Only about 3% of our heat is going out the flue, and that's really efficient. TF. TF is flue temperature. Flue temperature is low, which is exactly what we want on a condensing furnace. That's why we use PVC. Everything we're seeing here, low CO, normal oxygen, low flue temperature, this system is burning clean and operating exactly how it should. Now we can save it. We can print it with the Bluetooth printer. We can use the FlueMate Infocon app, and I can scan the QR code, and then I can produce a report right here on my phone so I can have it with me, or I can send it to the homeowner. So our readings changed just a little bit because the furnace changed stages. So it's no longer in low stage or low fire, it's now in high stage or high fire. I want you to take a look at these readings we've got, and then we're going to simulate a blocked flue pipe. So I'm going to do something to the flue pipe to block it. You're going to see that, and then you're going to see what it does to the numbers. Here's the numbers before. You can see 7, 8, 7.8, 95, 5, and 99.7. Now let's go block the flue. All right, now we're going to block the flue a little bit. So take this off. I'm going to put this rock in here. Covers up a little bit of the flue, well, about half of it. Now let's go check those readings again. Now that we've got half of the flue blocked, let's see what it did to the numbers. So let's take a look at the first one. O2 is 9.3. Before I think it was 6.9, so it went up in percentage. CO was 8, now it's 29. So that's not good. CO2, 6.5. It was 7.8, so it's went down. That's also not good. Efficiency was 95, now it's 95.6. Interesting. Loss, 4.4. It was 5%. That's interesting as well. Flue temperature, 90.9. Before it was 99.5. So the flue temperature went down. Now let's block the fresh air. Let's see what happens. Blocking all the fresh air. Fresh air is blocked. Real time right here. You can see that the O2 level is going down. The CO level is going down. CO2 staying about the same. The CO level is definitely going down. Anything else changing? This went down. This went down. Efficiency staying the same. CO2 staying the same. Interesting. Now on something like a water heater or an 80% gas furnace, you've got a metal flue pipe like this. Stack temperatures get much higher than the stack temperature of a 90% gas furnace. That PVC pipe, I can actually lay my hand on it while that 90% gas furnace is running. While an 80% gas furnace is running, you do not want to touch this pipe. So just be careful when you're using that combustion analyzer tool. If you want to learn how to use the Infocon FlueMate to measure gas pressure on a gas furnace or gas package unit and set that pressure, I've got a video I'll put in the link in the description. If you need a combustion analysis field guide, I did this. If you're a member, you can just request it by email. You should have my email if you're a member. Just ask for the combustion analysis field guide and I will send it to you. Make sure you cover up this hole when you're done using the combustion analyzer. You do not want to have CO, even if it's just a small hole, any CO pouring out of that vent pipe into the home, whether it's the basement or it's the attic. Hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial on how to use a combustion analyzer tool. If you want more videos like this, go check out my playlist, HVAC Tips for Technicians. I've got hundreds of videos of live experience as a technician in the field to help you be a better technician. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe, smash that bell, ding, so you know what I'm doing. If you learned something in today's video, let me know what it was down in the comments. If you got a question, remember questions can lead to new content, so put your questions down below. But if you don't have a question, that's okay. Let me know who you are and let me know where you're from. You've been watching HVAC Tips for Technicians. This is Taddy Digest. I'm Tad, and I'll keep you cool if you let me.